For the long tail cast on, you're going to leave yourself a nice long tail. This is just a little over a yard. And the easiest way to start is to begin with a slip knot. So you make a loop and you reach through the loop and pull the yarn that's in the back. Tighten it up a little bit and then insert your needle so the tail is on the left and the yarn coming from the ball is on the right. Tighten the yarn ball side so that it advances the yarn up snug against your needle. And then you have the two strands hanging down. And what you're going to do is you're going to reach with your hand, your left hand, and insert your forefinger and your thumb between the two strands. So you have this little triangle. Bring the needle down, and that forms a loop around your thumb. You're going to go up through the loop, grab the strand that comes over your index finger, and come back through the loop that's on your needle. Lift your needle up, and you see how it sort of pulls that loop off of my thumb? Put your thumb back in between from back to front and lift the needle away, and that's going to tighten both sides of the strand, both strands. Let's look at that again. So you have a little triangle. You're going to come down to form the loop around your thumb, come up through that loop, around and grab the yarn that comes over your index finger and back through the loop. Lift your needle up and your thumb will fall out from that loop. Put it right back in between and lift the needle up. Now we've got 3 cast on. Let's do it again. Through the loop, grab the yarn, back through the loop, lift up and off. And when you put your thumb in this way, you see you're automatically in position to make your next stitch. You're automatically back at that triangle space. So down, through the loop, grab the yarn, back through, and off. There you go. One of the things about the long tail cast on that's really nice is it's very easy to keep it from being too tight. So you'll notice that when I am doing the cast on, I'll keep my index finger here. And when I make my stitch, I keep a little distance. In this case, it's about 1/4 inch between the stitch that I'd cast on previously and the stitch that I cast on this time. So do you see I have a little space between each one? And you can make it as loose as you like by increasing the space between. So just to show you the difference, if you keep those stitches all very close together, they're going to be really tight, versus those that have had the space allowed between them are much more loose at the bottom. So one of the problems with the long tail cast on is that you can either end up with way more tail left over after you've cast on all your stitches, or you can run out of tail before you've cast on the number of stitches that you want. So there's a very cool little solution for that, and that is to use 2 strands of yarn from 2 different balls, or in this case I'm using the inside and the outside of the same skein. And what you're going to do is just take both strands and make a slip knot with both strands. Lay that over your needle and then just cast on, just like you normally would. Cast on 1, 2, say 3 stitches, and then you can undo this slip knot, and then you just have, the only downside is that you have 1 extra end to weave in, which is not a big deal. And then you can just cast on as many stitches as you want, and when you've cast on however many you need, just clip the strand that was over your thumb and continue on. That way you never have too much tail left over and you never run out of tail.